Hi, welcome to my Pechakucha. My Pechakucha is about dilemmas of dual language, exploring the benefits and challenges of being bilingual in of bilingual education. I chose this topic because dual language is a great program for students, but as I have been teaching it for several years now, I have noticed some of the dilemmas and the questions are not being answered. To begin with, a source said, many researchers also question whether the model is truly serving the language minoritized students or serving the already privileged children for their success in the global market. This left me thinking more about the dual language dilemmas we have faced. Dual language education is a program where students are taught in two languages, for example, English and Spanish. The program that teach in is a two-way program. There are 50% Latinos and 50% Caucasians. In total, we have 48 students. Research has shown that the dual language model is promising in that it serves both language majority and minoritized children and that it leads to long-term academic achievement. There are benefits to being a dual language program. There are cognitive, academic, and cultural benefits of bilingual education. In one of the references, it mentioned that the students benefit greater at nonverbal problem solving abilities and more flexible thinking than their non emergent peers, which we have seen in our program so far. Another school. An- Then, another school stated that learning a second language builds the cognitive part of the brain. This increases abstract thinking, math, and logical skills, as well as problem solving skills. These are all higher level thinking skills that lead to better school achievement. But those are not the reason we are here today. I want to focus a little more on the challenges of dual language. The first dilemma is students and dual language teachers are infused in the school. Students and teachers feel like a minority, which causes them to feel like they are not being accepted outside of the dual language classroom. As I've read about this topic, I can see that in most cases, international teachers are being hired to teach in a dual language program. In the district I work for, ELO students like me have gotten back to teaching, but in both cases, the other language teachers are limited. Then another part of this dilemma is that there's not enough support. Dual language teachers do not have enough support because there is not enough staff that speaks the targeted language. Like I like I read and I quote, as international teachers acclimate to the educational system and culture of the United States, these professional development experiences and team or grade level groupings of immersion and traditional teachers provide valuable mentoring for novice teachers. Teachers and students feel like they are just being placed in a place of a lot of unknowns. The unknown of how and what to teach, and the unknown of how and how to communicate with others. Then there are places where the students go and only want the language English spoken. The school climate. Some of the issues I have read about and heard about have been speaking English only, not having enough support, and not accepting the students' cultures. Students are not fully aware when and where they can use the targeted language, and in many cases, they are not using the targeted language because it is not accepted outside the classroom. There is always a higher expectation in the schools and communities for students to use English outside the dual language classroom, which leads to the main problem I have in my classroom. Some students are choosing not to practice the new targeted language. What is the equity issue? How do they connect to the model of code, you may ask? Dual education students deserve equity and fairness. Dual language students should receive the same opportunities as a non-dual language student. They should have an the teachers should have enough support for the students. Teachers in a dual language program should receive professional development so that teachers can be professional, competent with other teachers, and be able to give their students a good education. Conclusion: we need to find a balance. In this dilemma, we must balance the benefits and challenges of dual language education. Even though there are a lot of sources on dual language and great outcomes, we need more research resources and policy support to make dual language education more effective and equitable for all students and their teachers. Some things we can have more support are our cultural understanding. For instance, inviting families to provide cultural and linguistic relevant materials for students, positive outcomes, or cultural celebrations. In the school district I worked, we started doing Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo celebrates students in Latin America, and I think that and parents were invited to celebrate this with their students. Academic achievement. Families are assets. Teachers across classrooms share beliefs about respecting and partnering with dual language families. Data illustrated how the teachers generally value families as partners and were eager to share information and resources with them. Embracing the program and the students' cultures is the best we can do for our students. Across all the classrooms, teachers spoke about dual language children with respect, warmth, and wonder.